Okay guys, this is a fast unfolding story and a dangerous one for me to report on because some of Brian's enemies are my enemies too, by their own definition. But I just feel to report that over the past couple of weeks, I've watched Brian and followed him for a long time. He's not perfect, neither am I, but he's got phenomenal evidence and has released almost all of it. He still has a bombshell and a dead man kill switch, but I'm not sure I agree with that principle. I think get it all out there and trust God. But he's been arrested again. I'll share with you the details. And it's horrific. And he names as the person he suspects orchestrating this time. I think the last time it was Ian Puddick. This time it looks to be Sharon Gale, although it could equally be Daniela Westbrook from Ex of EastEnders, or even Lou Dickens. I don't think Lou would do that. So Brian names Sharon Gale as his the person he suspects of orchestrating this, and I have messages from Andrew Guine in the past saying that he couldn't believe how lightly Sharon got off when he reported her for malicious communications and hate crimes, for the abuse she consistently gave him online. And the result for that report was that the police simply invited Sharon in for a caution, probably an unofficial one, by just invited her in for a chat. And Andrew Guine actually remarked to me, Angie, there's one rule for one and one for the others, because, when Ricky Dearman complained about you got raided, as in me, got my computers taken, laptops, phone, iPad. But Sharon Gale gets invited in for a chat. Something's not right. So I'll share with you, and I'm not saying it was necessarily her. I'm also going to share with you some information that Sharon Gale got me a copyright strike, malicious one. I shared less than 3 minutes of an hour and a half live stream she did, and in the 3 minutes I shared, she was addressing me or talking abusively about me, which she's done, and in my opinion criminally about me. She said things that were factually untrue, and so I'm looking at taking legal action. And for that purpose, I confirmed her address from the public domain, which she had already said herself. She doxed herself, I think, the night she brought home the taxi driver, the Uber driver. Would the people who download her live streams, particularly the drunken ones, if you can timestamp any of these things I'm referencing, that would be brilliant. Yeah, Sharon gave her own address and her postcode out, but ahead of sending legal papers, I wanted to confirm it. A couple of people helped me, Barbara O'Hare and Craig Richard, probably two of the finest. Well, there are many amazing researchers online, T and Jesus and so many, but I hold Barbara and Craig up there with the best, and they both helped me confirming Sharon's address that she had already disclosed online. But we came up with some surprising information. And this is a right to reply as well, because Sharon had put up on her Facebook, which I don't go on, I'm not connected to, but she'd put a reference to me as the hag bag. Maybe she was referencing Nikki Cooper. She's fairly abusive to anybody older than her, really. But she put up a reference that proving Gale was her name, and I know, according to government records, Swiston is the name she uses. It's her maiden name, apparently, and it's the one she's registered on the electoral roll under, the one she's registered to her house under, and the one she gave the police on a live stream when they invited her in for a little friendly caution for malicious communications. So bear in mind, that's the treatment Sharon Gale Swiston, Latta, you know, Messi, whatever names. That's the treatment she got, invited in for a little chat. And this is what happened to Brian Harvey. So let's go screen share. It's quite distressing. And this live stream is still going for safety reasons, but here we go.
Are you here on your oath today? I'm asking
right, just
you.
wait a minute. Let's go back to the beginning. Right.
They're here again, everyone. They're here again. They're here again. They're here again, everyone. They're here. Man, can you not touch these, please? Man, listen, you lot are freaking me out, man. What are you doing? I'm having a chat, but please don't...
Right. You don't leave this, mate. Let us in. We'll go and chat about it in your house.
No, you can't go. Why do you want to break in my house? All right, I'll be arrested, but why have you got to come in my house?
Let us in there.
Let me... I don't get... Right, listen, get away, get away, get away, get away. I will come with you, right? You have my word, but please move back from my house.
Okay, we're going to stay this close.
No, you're not staying that close, because you're not coming in my house again. I will come with you. Why are you doing this to me, man? People, are you seeing this? Please, I need your protection, people. I need your protection, people. Look what's happening to me. Look how many people are here. Look how many people are... What is this? Why are you doing this to me? A what allegation of what? Malicious communication? Mate, are you not going to kill me? You're going to put me in prison and kill me, aren't you, for the Queen? You're going to put me in prison and kill me for the Queen. Yes, you are. You are. You are. I know, people. I know. Look at it. Look what they're doing to me. Mate, you are making me ill.
Now, if you're not familiar with the story, this could sound wacky, but the truth is, Ian Puddick, who documented, has had a communications consultancy and boasts of having worked for the Queen, and has access to Buckingham Palace with his gin distillery, and claimed his father was head of counter-terrorism in the City of London Police and so on. This man has been, in my opinion, harassing Brian Harvey for years, and took him to court for malicious communications, even though Brian Harvey had been the first person to report Ian Puddick for outright lies on Twitter, such as saying Brian had been sectioned and so on, or he failed a psychological test for Celebrity Big Brother. Brian Harvey is an ex-pop star and a phenomenal YouTuber, and bringing forward truth, which includes Ghislaine Maxwell in the mix, Rupert Murdoch, phone hacking, phone tapping, Millie Dowler, and Sharon Gale is on video, in my opinion, honeypotting, entrapping, asking him to marry her, saying they could charge Hello Magazine 200 grand for the exclusive, and it's just devastating. This is just devastating. So when he says, "Are you going to kill me for the Queen?" it's not as wacky as it sounds. It's actually not wacky at all if you look at BHTV or BHTV2. Look, he has evidence from years. He has evidence of Ian Puddick, a self-proclaimed consultant to the Queen, funding an operation with Bill Maloney, Chris Fay and James Fielding of the Sunday Express to have a victim of VIP paedophile abuse, mix it up and throw some fake names in there, committing fraud and discrediting the whole survivor community, really. So, you know, this involves Prince Andrew as well. This is huge, people. So please pray for Brian and please share this.
Right,
You are making me ill. Are you, right, first things first, are you here on your oath today? Are you all here on your oath today? The oath you've taken to the Queen to uphold the common law of the land. Are you here on your oath today? I'm asking you.
If you carry on like this, you're going to have to take the doors off. Can't get you.
If you ask plainclothes supposed policemen if they're here under their oath to the Constitution and so on, that they consider that grounds to break your door down.
No, you're making me concerned. Look what you're doing to me. Please have a look around at you, mate.
The way you're behaving now, you're making us concerned for your own sake. So you can
right, look, I'm going to come with you right now. Right?
Right?
Brian, come on, Brian. Right, I'm going to come. Right, I'm going to come with you, yeah? I'm coming out here. No, you're not going in my house.
Fair enough.
Well, you're not going in my house. I'll come through that.
Shame on you.
Of course I can. Will you stop making everything awkward and just let me come with you?
That's what's going to make you come out here then.
Shame on you guys.
I'm coming with you.
Right, we're coming in.
Right, I'm coming. I don't agree with this, right? But I'll go with you peacefully.
I don't
When you
consent.
go,
Good boy.
I tell you now, when you're going to be arrested, you have to put that phone down and stop filming, alright? Just come over now. Come on.
It's disgusting.
What's he doing? What are you doing, mate? Yeah, but why
It's
have
got
you
a
got all
fire
this?
extinguisher.
I'm coming,
What
mate.
the
Yeah, look, can you just
hell?
step back so I can come with you? Right, catch these people, yeah?
They're disgraceful.
It don't look all right. What are you going to do to me? You're going to kill me, ain't you? You are.
Listen to me. Listen to me, boy. I'm going to take you to the station. We need to
Right, what police station am I going to?
go to the latest police station.
Leighton.
We need to talk to you about this allegation, yeah?
Yeah, you come like that.
With the victim, yeah?
What? Hang on, Vic.
They came like that to my house after Ricky Dearman flew to Ireland, which Sharon Gale, Swiston, Latter, Messi plans to do in May, apparently upon advice from Jerry Goldrick. They came 5 detectives to my house and only 4 came in, so goodness knows where the 5th was, maybe lurking in the garden, I don't know. But how come Sharon gets invited in for a chat and then Andrew Guine drops the charges? But this is how they come at people like Brian Harvey or even my humble self. This is just disgraceful.
Tim, what are you talking about? Malicious communication. Is this Sharon Gale?
I'm not going to go...
Is this Sharon Gale? This is Sharon Gale, isn't it? Just tell me the truth, man. Don't keep hiding stuff from me. Right, it's Sharon Gale. Nice one, Sharon. Nice one, Sharon. And Daniela Westbrook.
Explain to you when we get to the station, right? I'm not about to start going into detail while you're on YouTube. Sorry.
Look at you all, man. What are you doing to me?
He who brings a claim has a duty to present the evidence. So if they're saying they can smash his door down and arrest him based on a complaint, they have a duty to inform him of who made the complaint and give him the full details, bring forth the evidence. So this, we're not going to tell you till we get down the station. Nah, man, it's not lawful. Come on, mate. What are you calling him mate for? Shame on you. Right. At this point, Brian was clever enough to leave his phone behind, which leaves him very vulnerable because he can't phone anybody. He can't, you know, he can't say I'm released, which, you know, with the malicious communications charge brought by Ian Puddick, was dismissed. But there was huge stress involved and 2 years of his technology confiscated and not returned. And for a case to be dismissed. I wonder if the mainstream media reported on that the case was dismissed. You know, and probably will be the same. Like Sharon Gale made a copyright strike on my channel because I shared 3 minutes of an hour-and-a-half stream where she was being abusive towards me and telling lies. And I've appealed it to YouTube, and they said to me, we're giving her 10 business days, 10 to 14 business days to give proof that you stole her copyrighted material, and legal proof. And if she doesn't do that, we will take the copyright strike off your channel. So I think her pretending to go to a solicitor because Brian was very graphic about demonstrating how baby Charlotte possibly died. She said, "Oh well, this is what was making me go to a solicitor." I don't think so. I think Sharon was going to a solicitor because her copyright strike was going to be reversed, and you know, who knows? Who knows? It just spurs me on to take the legal action with Baron David Ward and put a lien against Sharon Gale and her assets. This woman, and I'm not saying she's the one, Brian's saying that, possibly Daniela also, but I'm not saying that, but I'm saying this woman is dangerous. She's a trap. She causes havoc online, and she incites people to violence. Everything she accuses others of is what she herself is doing. It's inversion. So I'm now going to share the things that I came across whilst starting my legal actions. Oh, that's Barbara. Okay, so that's Barbara. Sly twats, right, Craig. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back on this. And Craig is very brave, and he's getting targeted in his business for the truth that he has investigated, researched, and passed on. You know, he's had things like himself and his partner have a business which has flourished during COVID, one of the few that has flourished during COVID. So as a gesture of goodwill, they reduced the prices on essential items for vulnerable people, including reducing the price of baby formula and nappies and things like that. And apparently it's against the law. And some Hampstead trolls are trying to get him prosecuted for that. He's also opening a new business and is already being targeted before the business is even open. And it's a bit like the secret family courts thing. What was it? That risk of future emotional harm. That's a thing where children get stolen from parents at risk of future emotional harm. So now it's extended to businesses. Oh, we think we might shut you down because you might cause some antisocial behaviour in the future with your business. He's opening up a vape shop, including cannabis oil for healing purposes. And already the Nazis are after him, you know. And the other thing I have to say is that Sharon Gale, amongst the things she told me, was that after her big distraction over the death of baby Charlotte with 32 fractures and a dislodged brain and a bleed behind the eye of baby Charlotte aged 10 weeks, you know, but with her having established vaccine damage as well, she spent 3 years with a psychologist or something like that, trying to set up a foundation. And this foundation was going to be treatment for children with autism or vaccine-damaged children. And it was getting the interest of MPs, and rich people from Dubai and other places were already willing to send their children for treatment. And it was lined up to get millions in funding. But Sharon Gale told me that Karen Irving, aka El Coyote of Hampstead Research, sabotaged it. Karen Irving went after it and put in so many complaints about the psychotherapist that was working with Sharon that the whole project collapsed. So it's very sad or interesting that Sharon is now cooperating with multiple minions of Karen Irving's. And I just have to say to her, look, this is spontaneous. I just have to say also that it seems Babs Collier, committed suicide recently. I should probably do this in a separate video, but my head is fried. Babs Collier originally was a Hampstead supporter. Then she got seduced over to the Hampstead side of the camp, and she was like an insider with Hampstead Research. She was a marathon, award-winning marathon, she's about 47, 46, award-winning marathon runner, very intelligent woman, I think she had a degree in English, very educated. But after spending a while around Hampstead Research, she sent me an anonymous lead on who El Coyote was, which led to the exposure of Karen Irving. Undisputed now. And I don't think Karen Irving ever forgave her for that. I got two different researchers on different opposite ends of the planet to research the intel sent to me anonymously, which I later discovered was by Babs Collier. And it panned out. It was Karen Irving, no doubt about it. We had John Kilrush, we had Julian Vane, we had all sorts of others, Flo Destroyer, but the big fish was Karen Irving, which is no longer denied. So Babs Collier, she'd been exposed for benefits fraud a few years ago, where she had to repay £6,000 to the government for claiming council tax relief or something like that, when she didn't have a right to. I think her husband is a professor or an academic, and he never sort of got involved with her online work. But anyway, so AJ Lashbrook, allegedly, the one who beat the crap out of his dog and was reported and convicted for same, and it is a very active troll for Hampstead Research. He messaged Barbara Collier a week or 10 days ago saying, "Oh, you've already been outed as a benefits cheat. Wait till we out you as a paedophile. Why don't you just kill yourself now?" And she did, allegedly. So, this is a mess, but I will be eternally grateful to Babs Collier for exposing Karen Irving, Hampstead Research, and the whole operation that was for Ricky Dearman to cover up the Hampstead case and the Holly Gregg case and the, possibly the Wilfred, Anke Hill, Wilfred Wong case. These people are not messing. So whether Barbara took her life, whether it was murder by suicide through trolling or whatever, I don't know. Mr. X investigates Guerrilla Democracy News. Matthew Taylor was close to Babs. So he'll hopefully continue to unfold that. But, right, get back to it. Sorry to ramble, people, but this is all connected, right? So when I went to confirm Sharon Swiston, Gale, her address to serve legal papers on her, and the reason I know it's Swiston is because back in the day when I was naive and believed the vaccine story and the victim story, I sent her a donation by PayPal. And when the receipt came back, it was received by Sharon Swiston. So I passed that information on to Barbara O'Hare, and this is what she came up with. And Sharon had already said her address online in the drunk Uber driver live stream. So, and this is the same address. So these are the people registered, living at the address given out by Sharon Gale on her live streams. Mrs. J. Mitzi. Mr. Sam O'Hemming. Miss Sharon M.K. Swiston. And this will confirm, because when she put up a Facebook post saying, oh, these idiots are still trying to say I'm not Sharon Gale, but look, here's my proof in Dubai, in Turkey, in Libya, blah, 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 Sharon Marie, whatever it is, I'll show you and you'll see it. But remember the initials MK, because those are her middle names. Okay, so Miss Sharon M.K. Swiston, Mr. Sam Gale, and let's see, I don't know if I got the whole thing in that screenshot, because there's another name of Sam under a kind of African sounding surname. I can find these in another place. Now, just doing a little bit of research, which Barbara did superbly, Mrs. J. Mitzi. That's a strange name. But do you know what? There's an 18-year-old, which is about the age baby Charlotte would be, in Portsmouth of that name. Which is very curious. I'm just saying. Very curious. So let's continue down here. Right. Right. Right, I think this is... Sorry guys. Right, so there's a fake chancer. Yeah, so there we go. So that I don't get how she got the name Gale, because when she was married it was latter. Yeah. So now we're going to look at this. Would seem Hagbag, now that she could be referring to myself or Nikki, who knows, is still on one, LOL. This is Sharon Gale's Facebook, so it's taken from public domain. Just so we all know, these are my residency cards for overseas. I'm not putting bank cards or passport up, but think this should clear up my name somewhat. Pathetic. So there she has, I can't see it so well now, I should look on my phone where I can, but there's like Dubai, there's Turkey, there's somewhere else, and it's all Sharon Marie, whatever, second name is, third name is Gale. And there's no doubt that she's got ID. You can buy fake ID in Turkey for a tenner or something, you know. There's no doubt she's got IDs from multiple Mid-Eastern countries. She's also said she's been arrested and jailed, I think on one occasion up to 10 days, for suspected espionage. But then, the curious thing is, she gets sprung out of jail and gets given the royal treatment, gets given IDs, which suggests intelligence services, which suggests, lines up with the, she's only a junior fish, but it lines up with the treatment Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein get, where they, you know, get the most amazing let off, you know, get out of jail free card kind of thing, literally, get out of jail free. Right, let's go back from that. Right, so we've looked at that, and if you look at that, I'm going to show that on my phone. Look at that on my phone. This is a working video because Brian Harvey is currently in Leighton Police Station, you know, brutally harassed again. She put that up, then deleted it. Sharon Marie Karen. But on these IDs, it says Gale. But on what I just showed you, which is the electoral roll, which Barbara simply looked up for me to serve legal papers, it's Sharon Marie Karen Swiston. And the donation I sent her by PayPal came back receipted by Sharon Swiston. And when her local police invited her in for a little chat based on a malicious communications report, hate crime, she gave her name as Sharon Swiston, saying it was her maiden name. So I said, I think she may have changed her name and son's name by deed poll, or was married more than once. I think her 2 surviving children have different fathers. Nothing wrong with me saying that. And I think it's likely MI6 fake driving licenses in Dubai, etc., would have been easy to get. Not sure what age gap is with her kids. I know the husband was quite a bit older than her. 22 years or something, I don't know. So her 2 sons, there's an age gap about 4 years. Yeah, right, those ones are Turkish. You can probably buy one for the price of £20. She doesn't get on with her family. I said, why are there allegedly 2 Sams living in her house and a Midso who on LinkedIn shows up the same age, well, a different Midso, but the same name, Portsmouth, as her allegedly dead daughter? If I was rich, I would put a private investigator on her house for a week. Now, what's this? Sharon Gale. Now, again, publicly posted, public domain, Sharon Gale, March 13th, 2017, which may have been just before her child was taken. This is another child, this is not baby Charlotte. So she had posted, Park life was all good till got home and sadly looked at fucking phone. Good God, there are some simpering CUNTs out there, but hey ho, such is life, and this little mini-me is too cute for any rubbish. So that's Sharon Gale's publicly posted. Looks like Facebook, I think. So this is all in the public domain. She never talks about this child ever. Sharon Marie Karen matches the electoral roll, except registered as Sharon M.K. Swiston. I'm going to have a look on Google Earth. They're very old photos. The little girl is 6 this year, and somebody close to Sharon in the past says she hasn't seen the little one in a year. Sounds like a fake backstory to me. Something's definitely going on. What's her actual job, because she's so well travelled? I say she says she organises security and surveillance for government and military, but seems unlikely. Says she's a trained engineer, but more like a honeypot asset, ? She got jailed in 2 or 3 foreign countries on suspicion of spying, but got out and then got residency and protection in those countries. So we'll skip past the house. Her house doesn't seem big enough to house all the people registered to it on the electoral roll. 2 Sams, a Mrs. Mezzi, a Sharon Gale. Goodness me. Strange job, I would think she would be under the Official Secrets Act. So I said, she says her kitchen's only small, it's only galley kitchen. Two Sams, 1 Gale and 1 another name. Missy, blah, blah. The Official Secrets Act doesn't cover drunk and coked up. Sharon seems to have been everywhere. Also, at some point, she has been in contact with everyone. I had a good look a while ago while people were saying she owned that boat and could find very little. You see, I think Gale is a cover name. So I say the Gale thing could be fake, but apparently her mum, now this is apparently allegedly, had a second marriage to a very wealthy guy who put Sharon in private school. But when the marriage ended, the mother and Sharon ended up back in regular school and living in a council house. Bob said it could be the brother of Sir Roger Gale. Callie has spoken to Brian Harvey and stands by that Sharon was sleeping with Sean Atwood before he interviewed her. And then Craig says that boat, the Lady Sharon Gale, is registered to a company in America that owns loads of other boats, so it could just be a coincidence, unless it was named after Sharon and just sold to that company afterwards. Sean probably was, he only lives like 45 minutes away from Sharon. Why is Sean spread? This is my question. Why is Sean Atwood spread between Portsmouth, Guildford and Liverpool? It's all strange, and like Anne Dragine is in constant contact with Sean, which is strange. I used to like Anne, but she's shown her true colours. Now, Anne Dragine, show me some respect, just for your mother. Is this email for real? Because you're supposed to have exposed Sean Atwood and Daddygate. And yet, is this for real? Hi there, tall, bald and handsome. This is from Anne Dragine, intersex. I see the landlord's partner has backed away from Truffy. Seeing him as the drama creator he is, no doubt. Oh, did you listen to his podcast? when he was asked about the legal challenge over the copyright, I can't talk about it at the moment. I'll translate that into reality for you, Sean. Why would you do that, Anne? Why would you do that? I've made an ass of myself, and I'm hoping if I don't discuss it, you'll all forget about it. LOL, LOL, lollipop. What's that, Anne? Terry. You know, it is a malicious copyright strike. Sean shares other people's work all the time. So does Sharon. Entire videos. You know? And yet she strikes me for 3 minutes where she was addressing me. And I pray that YouTube does the right thing. Although I won't be surprised if they don't. Anne continues, and on the Daddygate podcast, saying the fake email I sent to you was released by Truffy, then Chancellor said he released it himself after Callie sent it to him. Lies, Sean, lies, I tell thee. Callie sent it to Craig. I have a message from him telling me that, and a hell of a lot more, quite. The two-faced bloodhound. Oh, really? Oh, yes, playing all sides he was. Me, Truffy, Chancellor, the lot of us. Anyway, bye for now. So, thank you, Craig, for this. And if that's you, just own up. And then Craig says, I've never even spoke to Callie, so that's a lie. She accused me the other week of passing stuff on her onto Truffy, which is not true. I stayed out of her beef with Truffy and never played sides. And I'm like, oh my God, Anne. I said a bit of a ruder word than that. Anne's a strange one, also seems to live off thin air, never seems to mention work or even looking. And I said, let me know when you need, my address for the vape. I will do some, we're struggling at the moment to get good quality stock from America. Right, I've covered everything. It might be everything so far, yeah, they've been trying to mess with people's real lives, which they do. Sharon Gales made this comment. Yeah, they have been trying to. This girl there saying, Sharon Gales mod made this comment last week on one of my local pages. Was this the weed shop? Brittany Hodges, who is that? I don't know. It's just a mess, people. But the mess that ensues and accompanies Sharon Gale is very serious. Brittany lives like 4 hours away from me, but according to her Facebook, so I don't know why she's asking about our building. Yeah, okay, I was contacted by a few around the Cali thing. Yeah, so they've been hammering me for years and it triggers me so much. I use fake Craig account. Yeah, I got a bit of video of Sharon Gales banned on defamation grounds, but sadly they only banned it in Ireland. Alright, so look, I'll leave the screen share there, but there's some really curious names which researchers are currently looking into, and as I say, coincidence could be an 18-year-old Charlotte turns up in Portsmouth with the same last name as somebody listed as a resident in Sharon, Swiston, Latta, Gale, etc's residence, which she gave out herself. So Nikki, Lee, I hope this helps. Pray for Brian Harvey. He's not perfect, neither am I, but he has been bringing forward evidence, including on Ghislaine Maxwell, including on Ian Puddick, including on Rupert Murdoch, including on News of the World. It's just beyond. And I just ask you to look again at the treatment Sharon got when reported by Andrew Gine for malicious communications and hate speech. She got invited into the local cop shop for a little chat, stroke, caution. And Brian got raided with multiple police officers. And somebody said they came in and got his Apple computer. I don't know if that's true, but it's still live. I'll share the link to the live stream because he's got some good friends around him, and he's got plans, because he's been harassed like this for years because of the evidence. You know, Tom Watkins raped one of the band members brutally of E17. That band member won't stand up and back up what he said in private. Doesn't want the hassle. Maybe took the bait like Andrew Ash and so many others, you know. It's not worth it, guys. You can't sell your soul and expect it to work out well. So I think I'll leave it at that for now. God bless people. And please pray. This woman is planning to come after me the same way. She has to be exposed. Please, researchers, and thank you to those who've helped so far, please expose Sharon Gale, because she's the Mark II Karen Irving. She's the new, younger, shinier version of Karen Irving, who Barbara Collier, Babs, helped to expose and take down. So rest in peace, Barbara Collier. God bless.